All right, so this was about a request that Trump had made to skip his criminal trial, something he's expected to be present for every single day, to attend the oral arguments in the Supreme Court hearing over whether or not the president has absolute immunity. The judge said no, and so Trump came out and complained. This was a pretty grievance-filled, griping Trump. This wasn't, you know, the jurors love me so much.
A grievance-filled, griping Trump. That is what we got in Trump's post-court deranged blabbering that we'll dive into later in this video. But first, let's see how the faux news pundits over at Fox covered the trial today for some quick contrast.
And I liked what he said earlier. I like when any defendant talks this way. It is my honor. It's a pleasure to be here. Respecting the court. I've heard you talk about that and the importance of doing that when you've got a wall against you.
Right, and that he consistently does.
Isn't it refreshing to see Fox News back on their BS defending Donnie Indictable? Like the lying cowards they are. Not only did Donnie go off on yet another incoherent deranged rant railing against the court after he left, he also showed his respect by falling asleep in the courtroom.
Yeah, I have to ask, you guys have been, at the Times, have been live blogging, and 40 minutes ago you wrote, I was very surprised, Trump appears to be sleeping. His head keeps dropping down and his mouth goes slack. Tell us about that.
Well, Jake, he appeared to be asleep, and you know, repeatedly his head would fall down. He appeared very still and seemed as if he might be sleeping, but then he would move. This time he didn't pay attention to a note that his lawyer Todd Blanche passed him. His jaw kept falling on his chest and his mouth kept going slack.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Who switched out my coffee with sleepy time tea? But is it really that surprising though, Jake Tapper? We just made a whole video diving into dozing Donnie's mid-trials daydream, so definitely check that out if you want in on the Sleepy Don drama. But that doesn't seem too respectful of the court now, does it? Well, neither did this aspect of his demeanor.
We've just gotten our first courtroom sketch of the former president inside that New York City courtroom where his lawyers and prosecutors are currently arguing over what evidence and which witnesses can be put in front of a jury. And I don't know how much you were able to see it, but I'm looking at the courtroom sketch and Mr. Trump looks like he is glowering. I don't know how it's art. It's not necessarily, it's artistic journalism, but it's not a photograph. But has that been his demeanor inside?
I've seen that from my vantage point, he's been biting his lower lip at times.
Biting his lower lip. Wow, I can't tell if he's trying to intimidate the judge or just erotically seduce him. But I am leaning towards the former because we're also talking here about the guy who is literally trash-talking that same judge.
I was recently informed that another corrupt New York judge, Juan Merchan, gagged me. That's gagged like you can't talk. Sounds fair, doesn't it, to be gagged, but it's not. He's totally conflicted. There's never been a judge more conflicted than this one. There has virtually never been anything like it.
And yet, here you are, still running your mouth. Trust me, Donnie, there's nothing many of us would truly love to see more than you actually shutting up for once. Even your own lawyers probably want that, because you're such a blabbering liability to your own case. What kind of a jackass goes after even the judge's family?
Donald Trump commented for the first time since a new expanded gag order was placed on him in the New York criminal trial. The order now includes family members of the judge and the prosecutors. Why? Because Trump had been attacking the daughter of Judge Juan Merchan online.
Real chivalrous, Donnie. But then again, maybe negging and attacking her is just your way of trying to flirt with the judge's daughter. I certainly wouldn't be surprised after seeing how you go after your own.
I don't think Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird!
You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody, and I helped create her?
Who?
Ivanka. My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
Yeah, she's hot.
She's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell. Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
Thanks, Donnie. There goes my lunch. But hey, I guess even incest plays well with a base that blindly supports your every move.
What do you love about Donald Trump?
I love everything about Donald Trump. I feel he can be trusted and feel comfortable, and it's peace of mind.
And what are some of the things he did that you agreed with?
I agreed with everything he did.
One specific?
I can't think on the spot, but everything I'm happy with.
Right. I can't tell you one thing he did that I support, but I can tell you I support everything he did. But despite Trump's day in court getting off to a rocky start, he made sure to add his own spin on things after he left the courtroom, railing again about how unfair it is that he had to be in court.
We had some amazing things happen today. As you know, my son is graduating from high school, and it looks like the judge will not let me go to the graduation of my son, who's worked very, very hard.
Oh no, I'm so sorry you might not be able to go to your son's graduation, but maybe you should have considered that before you committed crimes and then continuously delayed the trial.
How this escalated frenzy to keep delaying the beginning of this case has just gone, from hotter to boiling point, because Trump doesn't want to sit where he's going to be sitting on Monday.
You made the bed, bud. You gotta sleep in it.
My son has worked very, very hard.
Did he though? I don't know if I fully believe you on that. First of all, it's high school. The only thing he was probably working hard on was not getting bullied for being your son. And secondly, who in your family has truly had to work for anything? Isn't this your daughter-in-law?
In her speech nominating Lara Trump, RNC committeewoman Beth Block argued that it doesn't matter if Lara Trump lacks traditional qualifications.
In a world where qualifications are often measured by titles and years of experience, we are reminded of a powerful truth. God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called.
It's a scam. It's a political witch hunt. It continues, and it continues forever.
Oh, I see. The trial is a scam, you say. Well, I guess we ought to believe you. After all, you are the king of scams.
New York State judge has ruled former President Trump committed fraud while building his real estate empire. The ruling was made in a civil lawsuit brought by New York's Attorney General. The judge found the former president and his company overvalued assets on paperwork used in making deals. The decision comes days before the start of a non-jury trial in that case.
That I'm not in Georgia or Florida or North Carolina campaigning like I should be. It's perfect for the radical left Democrats. That's exactly what they want. This is about election interference. That's all it's about.
Right. This is about election interference. Because you paid an adult film star not to come out with information that could interfere in your election?
If you read all of the legal pundits, all of the legal scholars today, there's not one that I see that said this is a case that should be brought or tried.
Oh, is that so? Well, luckily, we can pretty easily fact check that, courtesy of our really legal host, attorney and legal expert, Ethan Behrman. Take it away, good sir.
Have talked about the fact that this is an election interference case, but the basis of this charge, why the major media outlets are not wrong to call it the hush money case, is because the main underlying charge is the falsifying of records in the second degree, which is a misdemeanor. It's the additional charge that turns it into a felony if the person here, Donald Trump, is accused and convicted of falsifying business records with the intent to commit another crime or to aid or conceal a crime committed. And the upgrade makes it a Class E felony, New York's lowest level of felony.
Well, there's one who doesn't think it's a scam. And definitely go check out the full video for a more in-depth analysis of Trump's case. It's a lot more factual, informative, and coherent than anything coming out of Trump's mouth.
Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was, the Battle of Gettysburg. What an unbelievable, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow.
Wow, indeed. Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, hit subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. And be sure to check out our other videos of the ongoing coverage around Trump's hush money case, or just some of the fun ones about Sleepy Don nodding off in trial. If you can, we greatly appreciate your support here or on Patreon so we can continue to bring you great videos like these on important topics in this very important year. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you guys in the next one.